Hola, soy yo, Vicky, otra vez. I hope you're all well, and if you're in Spain or or wherever you are, that you're coming out of the lockdown safely, and that you and yours are all safe and healthy. Anyway, here in Spain, we're in phase 2, starting this week, which is actually the third phase. So the first phase was phase 0. And so it all seems to be progressing okay. We still have some cases, but it's very, very much reduced, especially in this area particularly. I think Madrid actually hasn't been able to pass through the phases yet, but obviously that's a big city, that's a different issue. But in our area, in the Comunidad Valenciana, we're progressing okay, so with very few cases, and the cases that we have seem to be under control. So fingers crossed, we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so I hope you've been practicing your Spanish at least in this lockdown. Watching the videos, of course. Thank you for everyone who watches the videos, everyone who's given me a thumbs up or subscribed. So there's nearly 300 subscribers now, which is smashing. Okay, so today we're in Break the Language Barrier Level 3 for those of you that have the book, and we're on page 22. Now, as I always explain, you don't need the book to follow the tutorial. I will explain everything that we're doing, but some people like to have the book so that they can follow the pronunciation of the exercises they've done, etc. Okay, so we're on page 22. We've been looking at recent videos. We've looked at conjugating the future tense in Spanish and the conditional. So in other words, how to say what we will do, that's the future, and the conditional is what we would do. Of course, the negative, so it's will or won't for negative, and would or wouldn't for conditional, positive and negative. So, okay, so what we're going to do today, if you don't know those tenses, you do need to look back over previous videos and familiarise yourself at least with the tenses. So you don't need the book, but you do need to know future tense and conditional tense, because this exercise assumes that knowledge, because we're going to look at ser and estar in those tenses. So by this time you should know about ser and estar. If you don't know about ser and estar, this video is too advanced for you. You need to go back and look at the video. There's various videos that explain the difference between ser and estar in all the tenses. So we're going to look at the difference in these tenses, in these verbs, in the future tense and the conditional tense. So first of all, ser in the future tense is seré, serás, será, seremos, seréis, serán. Okay, and that is I will be, you will be, he, she, it will be, we will be, yous will be, they will be. Whereas estar, I mean, it's the same endings. Estar is estaré, estarás, estará, estaremos, estaréis, estarán, estarán. So the good thing about the future tense is all the endings are the same, whether it's regular verb, irregular verb. But having said that, these two verbs are both regular in the future tense. Same with the conditional. So conditional would tell us what would be rather than will be. So for ser is sería, sería, sería. Seríamos, seríais, serían, serían. And for estar, estaría, estarías, estaría, estaríamos, estaríais, estarían. They're a bit of a mouthful. They're quite easy to conjugate, but they're not that easy to say, unfortunately. Okay, so in the two exercises, practice A and B, you had to translate the sentence into Spanish, deciding whether to use ser or estar. So they all use the verb to be. So número uno in práctica A, he will be there at 5. Now, he will be there at 5. Now, sometimes when there's one like this that has got the time in it, people think, oh, it's time, it must be ser. But the verb applies to him being there. So it's location. It's estar. Estará allí a las 5. Número 2. They will be very tall in 5 years. So, if you thought of 5 years, you'd think time, but that's not the reason we use ser, but we do use ser. And we use ser because it's they will be very tall, that's characteristic. So, serán muy altos en 5 años. Número 3, I would be happy, but I have no money. So, I would be happy, that's a feeling, emotion. So that's estar. And it's would, so it's conditional. Estaría feliz, pero no tengo dinero. Número 4, she would be a nurse, but she doesn't like blood. So again, it's would be, so it's conditional. A nurse is a profession, so it's ser. So, sería enfermera, pero no le gusta la sangre. So, she doesn't like is no le gusta. So, número 5, they will be very angry. So, will be is future. So, it's, and angry is a feeling or a mood. So, it's estar and it's future. So, estarán muy enfadados. Número 6, use, plural, would be there, conditional, but there are no more places. So, estaráis allí, location, so it's estar, but there are no more places, so there are, or there aren't, in this case, we use hay, so, pero no hay más plazos. Número 7, we will be at the hotel on Saturday. So, location, it's where we will be. Future, estaremos en el hotel el sábado. Número 8, Barcelona would be a lovely city to visit. So that's a characteristic. If it's a lovely city, or it would be a lovely city, conditional. So it's Barcelona sería una ciudad preciosa, feminine, para visitar. Número 9, will you be at home tonight? So, will you, future, location, will you be at home? So, estarás en casa esta noche? Número 10, how much would it be for 2 adults and 2 children? So, ¿cuánto sería? So, this is a price. Price is always ser, even if it's a reduced price. It's counted as a characteristic how much something costs. So, ¿cuánto sería para or por, because it's exchange. Oh no, we're not exchanging the money for the adults or the children, it's the tickets. So it's ser, para. ¿Cuánto sería para 2 adultos y 2 niños? So very soon in this book, in the level 3 break the language barrier book, we will be looking at por and para. That's another thing like ser and estar, very confusing. So, how much would it be for 2 adults and 2 children? ¿Cuánto sería para 2 adultos y 2 niños? Because if you said por there, it would sound like how much would it be to buy those adults or those children? So, práctica B. So, again, we're using ser or estar. Will you be in Seville for Easter? Location. So, estarás, because it's will, not would. Estarás en Sevilla para Semana Santa? or Pascua también puedes usar. Location, that one. So, número dos, I think it will be a good match tomorrow. Characteristic. Pienso o creo que, so we always put in a que in Spanish. Pienso que será un partido bueno mañana. So partido is match. Número tres, we will be the first in the queue. Now this is quite an interesting one because I think it could be ser or estar. Because if we will be the first, that is like a characteristic describing us as the first ones. Or we will be the first in the, because we will be the first in the queue. You could argue a case for location as well. So let's go with ser. Seremos los primeros en la cola. But if you've used estar, it would be estaremos, and that is fine too. Numero cuatro, it would be a very good price, but it doesn't work. So, again, now we're in would, so this is conditional. Sería, remember price is always ser, as I explained earlier. Sería un precio muy bueno, pero no funciona, but it doesn't work. So the verb to work, as in function, is funcionar. So not work as in trabajar, that's to work as a job. So to actually operate work is funcionar. So, sería un precio muy bueno, pero no funciona. Número 5, he wouldn't be here, but I called him yesterday to invite him. So again, conditional. No estaría aquí, pero lo llamé, I called him. Now, you could use le. Again, quite soon we're coming up to doing these indirect pronouns. So far in my course, we've only done the actual direct object pronouns, which would be lo. But we'll find out soon that you could actually use le as well. So, no estaría aquí, pero lo o le llamé ayer para invitarle or lo. So, I called him yesterday, that would be pre-treat. Lo llamé, him I called. Again, if you've just come into the channel, you don't know anything about pronouns or pre-treat tense, past tense, I called him yesterday, you need to look back over the videos. Número 6, he will be very nice. Estará muy simpático. Yeah, será muy simpático, because it's a characteristic. The type of person somebody is ser. Número 7, will yous be happy with the small car? So, to be happy is a mood or emotion, so it's estaréis, felices, plural, o contentos, con el coche pequeño. Número 8, they would be so rich, conditional, they would be so rich. To be rich, we use ser, it's a characteristic. So, serían muy ricos or tan ricos, they would be so rich, tan ricos. But they lost all their money at the casino. So again, we're going into the pre-treat tense. Pero perdieron todo su dinero en el casino. Oh. Okay, número 9. That would be great. So that be eso. I think we're coming up to that soon. Yes, that's actually how to say this, that, and the other, as I call it, is coming up in the next video. So that would be great. Eso sería genial. So it's would, so it's sería, that would be, and anything like great, terrible, brilliant, good, bad is always ser. So eso sería genial, or estupendo, or you might have found another word for great. Now then, numero 10, she will be the first female president of the United States. Maybe one day we'll see that, who knows? So, this is ser, because it's a profession, and it's will, so it's future, not conditional. So, será la primera presidenta de los Estados Unidos. Okay. Vale. So, did you get them all right? The says and ESTARs. I tried to explain as we went along why it would be one and not the other. If you got them all right, give yourself a gold star, because it's difficult to get them all right. If there's any that you don't understand, why my explanation of why it should be that, you can always drop me an email or to ask me any questions, or leave a comment below. In the description box is all the contact details, details of where you can buy the books. If you want to buy the books, there are 4 levels. 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're currently in level 3, but there are video tutorials going right back to level 1, right back to the alphabet and the start of everything. If you are in this level, but it's still always a good idea to go back over things, go through your book, put the video on, go through the pronunciation, repetition, as I'm always repeating, is the best way for it to stick here, especially if you're not practicing every day, if you're not living in a Spanish environment and actually using your Spanish every day. You need to practice. If you've found this video useful, please give it the thumbs up. If you would like to, if you've not subscribed already and you would like to see, if you have updates of future videos, if you press subscribe down at the bottom. Thank you for everything. I'm now offering Zoom group classes, because I still think it'll be a little while yet before people are confident enough to come into the classroom environment. Because of course it is indoors, so I am thinking about it. I think I can quite easily do some social distancing down there. It's quite a big classroom. I'm in talks with the town hall. Well, that's the other problem, is the town hall are not really doing much until the Estado de Alarma is finished, which might be another month. Yeah, at the end of the de-escalation process here in Spain. So as soon as I get the all clear and I can get organise things so that everybody's sitting apart from each other, then, hopefully by then the figures will have gone down even more and people will have built up more confidence to actually be out and about, closer to other people, observing. I think the social distancing is going to be here for quite a long time, and good, because it does help to keep us all safe. But I don't think that's going to go away anytime soon. But anyway, so stay safe. I can't say quédate en casa now, because you're allowed to go out now. So it's just really quédate sano. Yeah, stay safe and healthy. And te veo en el próximo video. Muchas gracias. Adiós.